Gender equity is central to preventing violence against women. We know that the leading contributor to death, disability and illness in Victorian women is violence by their intimate partner, and we also know that the ever-present determinant is unequal power relationships between men and women. So gender equity is at the core, but it's broader than violence against women. It's actually a social justice means in its own right.
But it's very much that point of contact with community is something that's very, I guess, unique about local government. We do have access to the community, but I guess going out there and taking the message of gender equity out into the community, it's really much better to implement when you're already having that dialogue within the organisation and making sure that the messages that we're presenting, we're actually implementing ourselves.
What the MAV is trying to do with councils is illustrate how we can actually just do things a bit differently rather than actually having to start something new. And there is very good sharing amongst councils, and so resources get shared very readily. So other councils can just pick up what other councils have actually had to work to develop and produce.
In terms of our sports clubs, I think that they are creating a small community that reflects the greater community, and if you can spread that message within that small community, I really think you create a ripple effect, and that people will become aware that preventing violence against women is hugely important.
But certainly the MAV's leadership role is what's actually able to be communicated to the 79 councils, that they also have a leadership role in their communities and they need to actually lead by example in this work.
So for quite a few of the stakeholder events that we've had, we've been overwhelmed by the response. So I guess you go to quite a lot of community consultation events in local government, you'll have the same protagonists turn up, those with a specific interest or that are really passionate about local government and want to have a say on everything that you do in the community. When it comes to gender equity, we've found that we've had a really strong and engaged and diverse participant range. So people from all walks of life, for those that are advocating for, to those who are impacted by inequity, are really engaging, and those who are experiencing barriers. So it's been a really robust discussion, which has really allowed us to make informed decisions around our policy planning.
I recently approached a president of a sports club to become a White Ribbon ambassador, and he said, "Oh, I'm rapt that you've asked me, I've thought about it myself, yep, go ahead, nominate me." So yeah, the message is getting out there and people are embracing it.
For a short space of time we could do a lot of great work. So I think, and it's really just putting it, like building the profile of it. I mean, I think the more awareness there is, the more that we'll be capable of doing, and the more buy-in that we'll get from the community. Because it's very hard to drive something if the community don't want it, don't understand it, or aren't engaged. So it's really about everyone coming along on the journey.